ಆ ಆ
Hello students, let's move for the next poem, that is The Road Not Taken. Now we will discuss about the question answers of the poem The Road Not Taken, okay, which is written by Robert Frost. So the first question, where did the two roads diverge? Where did the two roads diverge? The two road diverged in a yellow wood. As already we had discussed in the poem, there are two roads and the poet was getting confusion which road he has to follow. So here the two roads diverged in a yellow wood. So second question, describe the two roads mentioned in the poem. Here the question is, describe the two roads mentioned in the poem. The two roads bent. So here the two road bent in undergrowth and the other was grassy and not walked upon. The two roads are, one road bent in the undergrowth, one road was bent in the underground and the other was grassy and not walked upon. These are the two roads. So third question, which road did the poet take and why? In that two roads, which road did the poet take? The poet took the second road, that was grassy and wanted wear, because it did not look anyone had taken it before or on a long time. Let's see the answer one more time. The poet took the second road. At two roads were there, in that the poet had chosen the second road, that was grassy, that was full of grassy and wanted wear. Because why he had chosen that? Because he did not look like, that road was not look like anyone that had taken it before or a long time. Before a long time nobody had walked and the road was clear, that's why he had taken the second road. So next question, was the poet happy with his decision? So the poet was not entirely happy with his decision. He felt a bit of uncertainty, a tinge regret about choosing the road over the other. Here the poet is not happy with that, because two roads are there in front of him, also he had chosen one, then also the poet was not entirely happy with his decision. He felt a bit of uncertainty, a tinge of regret about choosing one road over the other. Okay, so let's move further. Read the extract and answer the questions that follow. So two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Here, who has been referred as I? In this, who has been referred as I? The poet has been referred as I. Here, the poet itself is referred as I. B question, why was I sorry? He is saying sorry here. Why was it? The poet was sorry because even though he might want to, he could not travel both roads at one time. Okay, so the poet was sorry because even though he might want to, he could not travel both roads in one time. Simultaneously he can't take two paths, no? That's why he was bit upset. Then what does yellow wood symbolize? Yellow wood symbolizes the fall season. Yellow wood symbolizes the fall season. Next, see here. And both that morning equally lay on leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way. I doubted if I shouted ever come back. How were the two roads equally attractive? Here the poet is asking, how were the two roads attractive? So, both were covered with leaves which had not been stepped on and crushed. Both the roads were covered with leaves had not been stepped on and crushed. B question, what does way leads on to way means? Here means they have asked you, what does way leads on to way means? One road or one way will lead to another, which turn will lead to another, and so on. Means one road or one way will lead to another, which in turn will lead to another, and so on. What doubts did the poet have? Okay, the poet doubted whether he would ever be able to come back and take the other road or no. The poet doubted whether he would ever be able to come back and take the other road or no. Okay, so like this they have given you the read the extracts and answer the following, and you have to be perfect with this one. Okay, so I think you understood the exercise part of this one. So we have discussed about the question answers and read the extracts and about the meanings. See here, diverged means divided. If the road is divided, ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಆಗೋದು, diverge ಆಗೋದು, that is diverge. Undergrowth, dense growth of bushes, ತುಂಬ ದಟ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆದಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು, that is undergrowth. Wear, damage with use. Wear means damage with use, ಅದು ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಒಂದನ್ನು ತುಂಬಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ. Trodden, walked upon or crushed. Trodden means walked upon or crushed. Okay, so this is the question answers part, and read the extract part of this poem. As already I told you, in this the poet had very nicely explained that the two roads diverged in a yellow wood. Okay, so and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in. So here the poet has two ways. So why he has given this means, in life also sometimes we will have so many we will be confused with so many decisions, but we have to choose any one and we have to be very much firm about that. Here the poet is getting confusion at two roads are there, which road he has to follow, and finally the second road he will follow. He was very happy with means very happily he had chosen the second road. In that road nobody has walked so much, and that road was greenery and good, but then also he was not so satisfied because he was a bit unhappy. Why? Because he was thinking that one more road was there, the first road was there, better I would have chosen that. So what we have to do here, whatever the decision we have to take that firmly, and we should not be we should maintain our firmity there. We should not be feel ourselves that I had taken this, I had chosen this. No. So then also we can't take the two roads. When there is a option in front of us, we have to think and we have to take the right one. Okay, even though here just I am explaining the summary of the poem, students. So here the poet very nicely is telling us, here the poet very nicely telling us that even though two roads are there, then also I had chosen, then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. though for what passing there had warned them really about the same here. So even the poet is taking the second road, then also he is thinking about the first one, whether if I could have chosen the first one, he is thinking that would be better for you. Okay, and both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step and trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. He is thinking, so I had taken this already, but whether the road which I had left, whether that would be better from this one, he is under confusion. So he is telling, I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence, the roads diverge in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all difference. So finally, after thinking a lot, he had chosen the second road. Okay, but then also he is thinking whether the second road what he has taken is nice one or not. So like this, in our life also we have to face so many challenges, and when we have to choose anyone, we have to think nicely and we have to go for the nice one. And once you have taken that is decision, so that time you should not be feel guilty about your decision. Okay, I think you all understood. Only the moral of this poem is, so be firm about your decision, and before going to take any route, before going to take any path, you have to see whether that path is good, whether that path is helpful for you to reach your aim. Okay, this is the moral.